let me ask this question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
It seems to me that you guys are defining, you're finding common ground here. There's not a lot that you've said that have been disagreeable.
Yes.
What are the code of conduct of the rules? Like, for instance, I asked these questions on Sozcast, on the show that I host that you guys have been on. Who pays on the first date? Well, the man. You know, if a fight breaks out, you want a man to protect you, okay? Man hold the door, chivalry, all that. What are the code of conduct that women need to abide by, do these things, like the sandwich example, and what are the code of conduct that men need to bring to the table? There seems to be that the men have to do this. Bing, 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 bing. Make more money. Do this. Protect the household. You know, bring home the bacon. What are the code of conduct that men need to do, and what is the code of conduct that women need to do? And if there's an agreement here, I'd love to hear it. Yeah,
I mean, the biggest thing is that, you know, men have to always bring something to the table. There is an invisible burden of performance on men to bring certain things to the table. And we're in society, you know, applauds it. Yeah, man up, do this other stuff. But if I say, hey, well, ladies, we need you to do this, this, and this, we get a lot of backlash for that. In other words, what men want is typically almost always demonized, whereas what women want is considered preferences. But what we want is considered discrimination. So if I was to say, for example, I don't want to date no fat hoes. Oh, my God, that is so... fat shaming, that's fucked up. But if I was to say, oh, well, but if a woman was to say, I don't want no broke guy or no ugly guy or no small dick energy guy or whatever the hell it is, no one bats an eye.
Perfectly acceptable.
It's completely socially acceptable for women to have standards, shame men,
nobody
and
wants
everything
no
else.
1 minute man, no one's, you know, small dick man, all that.
So in other words, it is okay for women to have standards and not men. And that's what I'm saying, like, where guys need to kind of come in and put standards on women, because a lot of girls just think I'm going to show up on a date and be pretty and that's it, and I don't got to worry about nothing else, and this guy's got to impress me. And I'm telling guys, no, you got to make girls perform too, because too many girls are used to getting attention and validation for nothing more than breathing.
So what do they need to do to perform?
So I would say the biggest thing is every guy is different, right? They're going to have different things, but most men are easy to please. As long as a woman is compliant, submissive, feminine, attractive, pleasant to be around, not annoying, like, you're gonna have a lot of guys happy just with that. You know what I'm saying? Then every other guy, depending on what they want, you know, maybe they're an entrepreneur, they're gonna need help or whatever. But a lot of women come into the relationship thinking, what can you do for me? Versus what they need to do is come into the relationship thinking, what can I do for you? Because at the end of the day, I think women always make a really bad mistake where they think, oh, well, I have a bunch of guys hitting me up, whatever. No, your game is, can you retain the guy that you like, admire, and respect? The guy's game is, can I attain the girl? The girl's game is, can I retain the guy after I fuck him? And if you were to ask a lot of modern day women, they can't retain these dudes. That's why a lot of them are chronically single. You guys ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. Is because their retention value sucks, because they come in from the perspective of, let me get what I can. I'm going to come in as a liability versus being an asset. A lot of girls are liabilities, if I want to be honest. So
here's the biggest problem, right? That I see it from the podcast, from dating, actually being out there in the field. And it's scary because most women never think about it. They know what they want. To an example, 6 feet, 6 inches, 6 figures. You know, the typical...
the 6 rule.
Top % guy. However, they never ask question, what does that guy really want? And as a result, they'll do the most. Oh, I'm a boss, babe. I have my own money. I can buy a car. I can do this and that. It's like, no, I don't want another me. I want a girl that's feminine, pleasant to be around, that's peaceful, right? Men want peace. However, here's the thing that most women need to understand as well. What they need to do is bring value to the guy. And it could be anything. For example, let's say I'm in a pizza shop, right? And for me personally, all I need is someone there on Saturdays when my staff is not available to take phone calls. If she's really into me, guess what? She's going to say, you know what? Damn, my man needs this on Saturday. I'll make time and adjust for him because he's my man and I care about him and I respect him. And as a result, that's adding value. Like, for example, it could be even in the gym. You know what? He needs his protein shake at 10 a.m. She says, you know what? I'll wake up early, make it for him, and go back to sleep. That's adding value. So we're just saying, for the most part, most women, they don't even care or want to know what men want. They just say, I want this guy because he's high value. But
it's amazing. We've brought girls on the show and they'll say, I want this and I want that. We actually have something called the delusion calculator. It's kind of funny. And we have one of our supporters actually made it, and he pulled stats from the U.S. Census Bureau and from the National Health Organization, right? That has a composite of like all the men in the United States, etc. And we'll say, okay, I want a guy to be 6 feet tall. So we have that's
I think
one
I
of the
did this with
calculators.
Rolo.
We've done this before.
But we have our own. That's the old one.
Gotcha.
We have a new updated one.
Let's see the new updated one.
I don't have the link here, but we've used it before, and like almost every time, without fail, when we ask a girl to describe the guy from height standpoint, how much money they make, whatever, they're almost always describe a guy in the top 2 or 3% of men, say over 6 feet tall, 100,000 plus, whatever. And then we ask, okay, so this is what you want in the guy. What do you bring back? fucking crickets, man. They don't really know what to say. They'll go ahead and sometimes say something like what he was saying, like, oh, well, I bring my own money, I bring my own stuff too. And a lot of women don't understand that attraction is not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. Men and women are attracted to completely different things. And a lot of girls don't understand this, which is also scary because they think, well, I make my own money, I'm successful, I'm ambitious, blah, 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 blah. That's great. That sounds great on paper for you. But men don't necessarily care about these things. And they're like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, well, if I decided, I'm going to do my nails on Saturdays and wear heels every now and then and be very pretty and stuff, you look at me like I'm crazy, right? Yeah, that's not attractive. Okay, well, that's how I feel every time you come up and say, I'm a boss, I make this much money, whatever. Because whether women want to accept it or not, making money, being successful, etc., you tend to have masculine traits when you are a go-getter and an A-type personality. And a lot of guys don't find that attractive. And the men that they're competing for don't find these things attractive because once a man has money, the last thing he cares about is a girl that has money like that. If she does have it, it's a plus, but it's not necessarily a requirement.
If you enjoyed this short clip, click over here to watch another short clip. And if you want to watch the entire episode, the entire podcast, click here.